Good afternoon. A couple hands to go through. Both hands have me all in before the river. So, hand number one, I have 7-8 of diamonds. We have, let's see here, we have a 10 NL game, and we got MP here that opens to 5 big blinds. 5 big blinds is kind of big for standard game. Normally, you don't see it at this size, at this limit, but that doesn't mean it doesn't represent a standard raise. I will say that the notes that I have on him says that maybe he's old man coffee. He's playing 12-9-6, raise first in. For that size, I have to assume maybe it's something like in the middle. I think at this, it's a size that I think he doesn't really want to go heads up against or go multi-way. So, I think jacks, I'll throw that into, just bets larger than normal. Maybe also like the ace king, ace queen, because he's afraid to go multi-way with it. But he knows he has decent hand. I mean, that's 4.68%. It's pretty tight. I've got 8-7. I should probably just fold this. I mean, yeah, I take out a lot of the some of these pocket pairs, but right here I should probably just fold. It's possible though that if I raise, I could get him to fold. Difficulty I see with raising is I have a 60 big blind stack behind me, 24 big blind stack behind at small blind, and both of them seem to be loose. So if I raise, I'm going to be raising to like 15. This guy could shove, I'm going to be forced to fold. This guy could shove, I'm going to be forced to call with a mediocre hand. So I think given the situation versus the players, I should have probably just folded. I called, and then of course the small blind called. So 51 hand, he's playing 43%, 2% pre-flop raise. When we look at calling, it's 75% calling range. So for his calling range, I think we are say suited, all pocket pairs. We're going to take out aces and kings. He's probably calling with your kings, your better kings. We're going to say connected one gappers, maybe two gappers. We'll ignore those small ones. We'll take out like some of those, maybe like all of the kings. I mean, we're at 68.6% right now. I think he's calling a huge range, and it's again we were already in a bad situation. So the pot comes out 10 of clubs, 6 of diamonds, 7 of spades. Gives us middle pair, gives us a gut shot, gives us backdoor diamond draw. You can see against his range we're 70% because he has all of these cards that just completely miss. He checks. Now he donks the flop 20% of the time. I would have expected a 10 to donk out here. List player now bets out 2/3 pot, no 3/4, 75%. What is he going to bet with? I think Old Man Coffee only bets with a pair. I don't even think he bets with pocket pair below top pair. Maybe he would. 7 and 8. Would he bet that size? Maybe. Yeah, he would bet, and then he would check down. And if we see a showdown, he'd probably grumble that he has horrible luck. I don't think he's calling any of those. I don't think he was calling ace high, like ace king, ace queen. Does he have an overpair? Yeah, he has an overpair. Does he have a set? Yeah, he has a set. I actually think Old Man Coffee might size down with a set, but then again, he could be betting, hoping just to get paid off, and then finally get a huge amount. So just against that range, we're 25% equity. Are we getting 20? We're getting 30%. So again, if the flop was, if pre-flop was a fold, we should probably fold here. If I raise, what kind of hands does he get rid of? I would assume he would get rid of these pocket pair below top pair. I'm not sure if he'd get rid of the overpair. So if he's calling 37.3% and then He's only calling with 19.6. We're looking at folding considerable chunk of the time. So 19.6 over 37.3. He's continuing 52%, so he's folding 48%. That could be reasonable play, but we have this guy to worry about, and this guy only has 19.5, so I kind of think we should probably just fold. We didn't. I called, and then this guy shoves. What is he going to shove with? I think he is shoving with all of his speculative holdings. So we'll say open-ended straight draw, gut shot, over no flush draw. We'll say top pair plus. Pocket pair below top pair is 8s and 9s. So we'll give him that. Middle pair, I think, includes the gut shot. So we'll have like 7-8, 9-7. We'll have those in there. I think he's going to shove in with that. And, you know, we've got 58% because of his draws. He folds, so he probably has pocket pair below top pair. And that means then if he folded that, I mean, I don't think our outlook's too great for that. And we've got some draws. And against his range, we're 58%. So we have 58% equity. He has, you know, pot's giving us 11. We should call. What if he doesn't call with the gut shots? We've got such good odds to call. What if he doesn't call with the open and straight draw? We still have 29%. What if he only does this with sets 2 pairs plus? We're still at 21%. What if it's set plus? We're still at 15%. So you can see the only thing he could do is, even if he has a straight, we still have the equity to call. But we're looking kind of to tie. You can see equity of the hand is 12.9%, but the tie is 12.3%. Outright winning it is less than, 0.7%, less than that. Not good enough. Same thing with the set. When you look at sets plus, yeah, our equity is 15%, but we're looking at tying 8%, so we only have like really 7% to win. If we add the 2 pair, it's a little bit better. Now I think we're getting the odds, so he has to be doing this with 2 pair plus, and I think he is. Over pair plus, he's probably doing it with, so we have the odds to call. I did, and runs out like that, and he shows king 10, which was top pair plus. So we were getting the odds to call against him. I don't like my play. I don't know why I played it like this. Probably because I had the suited connectors. I don't think I really thought about the players that were behind me. I think if I would have just folded it, avoided this situation to begin with. All right, so that's hand number 1. Let me close it out and get hand number 2. All right, second hand is 10-7 of diamonds. We're just getting worse, but we kept with the diamonds. So on this hand, we had villain 7 posted. So early position player posted and then raised to 3.5 blinds. That might not be considered big, but he's an unknown. He could have raised for 3. That was just kind of standard, but he did 3.5. So maybe he has something more solid like that, and not so much some of the more speculative hands. So he's bets just slightly larger with it with his big hands. I'll say this is a 10 NL game, and this player, right now I don't have any stats on him. And I did check the name. Name doesn't ring a bell. He doesn't seem to be a regular, so it's just unknown. Also, he bought in for 40 big blinds, so he may be looking to short stack it. Not all short stacks are good, but if you stick to premium holdings, you do have a chance of building, at least winning something. So he raises to that. I should have folded. I don't think 10-7 is good enough hand. Could I have 3-bet against a short stack? Maybe. But if that's his range, I don't know what hands are going to fold. Maybe king queen, maybe ace jack. I think if I raise, he's probably just going to shove on most of his range there. So I don't really like a 3-bet if that's his unknown range based on 3.5 big blinds. Now, if he's gonna be raising something like this, let's see. Add some more. Maybe all suited aces, something like that. Let's see here. Yeah, now he's got a wider range, 21.3% range, where if I 3-bet, he's probably going to be dumping a lot of these hands. So I think we're going to be a little bit tighter. Maybe add go down to nines. But yeah, that size just seems peculiar for the default raises. If I raised, could I get folds? Yeah, I'd probably get this guy to fold. These guys are unknown, so if I raise, he's probably folding. This guy probably folds. He's playing 50% of hands right now. He's called 57%. With a 3-bet, he may fold, but right now, if I call, I'm expecting him to call. So, again, I think this is just a standard fold. Him folding is a surprise. Flop comes out 6-3-2. 6 clubs, 3 hearts, 2 of diamonds. Definitely does not hit the pre-flop raiser's range, but when you think about the hands that he has a lot of these overpairs. So 8.5 big blinds, he bets pot. That's a pretty large. He may be the player that always bets pot instead of always betting half pot. So maybe he does it with his entire range, and then I'm only at 27%. If I think he's bluffing, so he's got 100%. If I think he's bluffing and I raise, I think he's continuing 45%. So let's see this. If I raise, I'm going to have to put them all in. So let's see what the odds are here. So 28 minus 8.5. Okay, so I'm risking 19.5. All right. To win, what's in the pot? 8.5 divided by 8.5 times 2, because he has his 8.5 bet, plus my bet, 19.5. Is that right? 19.5 plus, oops, yeah, let's just do that. This isn't correct. I've just had that there, so it's not 19.5. It's 28 plus 8.5. So 36.5 is what I have to invest. 36.5 divided by 8.5 times 2 plus my 36.5, 68%. So if I'm going to raise, I need him to fold 68.5% of the time. I don't think he does that. So we'll say 68%. He'll call more frequently, and then I still have 20%. That might be about a break-even play. I don't like it. I still think it's a losing play. I think he's calling too much, and he may even call with ace king, because he might not believe me, or he might think I have, let's say, fives or a six or sevens or something like that. So I should just fold. I didn't. I called. I mean, that's kind of why we're doing this hand. We said we got all in, and then the 10 of hearts comes. Now the question with the 10 of hearts, it's 25.5 big blinds. He bets all of it again. So what is he going to do? Now he's bet 3.5, which is on the bigger size, and then he bet pot, and then he bet pot again. I don't think this is a bluff. I don't think it's ever a bluff. By a default action, I don't think it's ever a bluff. So I think here we are looking at overpair. Very high likely that we have an overpair. I don't even know if we can say it's a set. Possibly he would have pocket tens that could make sense. I don't think he's doing it with nines. Could be wrong. I don't think it's any of these draws. So he's doing it 35.2%. I have 10% equity. I should just fold. He's telling me he beats any one pair hand on this board, I should fold. I didn't listen to what his bets were telling me. And we see the river of 6, and he shows jacks. So kind of, I think this range was pretty good for that 3.5. Now, if he always bets 3.5, we'll have to adjust the ranges and recognize that that's his default size. But 3.5 and then betting pot and pot tells me he can beat any one pair card or one pair that connects with that board. So I should have folded. These are two bad hands. I lost them. Probably explains why I'm losing from the cutoff overall. So, well, I should say why I'm losing when I call pre-flop bets. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed it. Look tomorrow for a couple more hands.